you have a podcast.
I do have a podcast.
Tell me about how much fun that is.
It's 11 out of 10, Mike.
Yeah.
It's
I tell everybody they should
so
start one
fun.
if they don't have one. And they're like, why? I'm like, you'll realize. It's so much fun.
It is so much fun. I think, so the podcast is also called Strategic Hype, and it's all about getting your yay back in life and business. So we cover a little bit of everything, and it's a blast. We're on summer break right now, so we're recording for the fall. But it's everything from like how to be a good friend, how to get your money in order, how to, live authentically, and really just helping people in any area of life that they might be struggling. So that's kind of a passion of mine, is just I'm really, really invested in helping other people succeed, because I think I would like to say it's because I'm a great human, but I'm a decent human, but like so many people have helped me get to where I am right now that I just try really hard to pay it forward. So my business, all of that, it wouldn't have happened. The podcast wouldn't be here if I wouldn't have moved to Oklahoma City and just had to start from nothing and build community.
Yeah.
And I think this is not related to the podcast, but like the only reason I've been able to be successful in business is not because I hustled extra hard, but there was like 3 years, so from 2018 to 2020, I just got involved in Creative Mornings. I got really involved and volunteered in the nonprofit community outside of the business I was in. I would go to every event that was free, because I moved here, I didn't have any friends.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, you're either going to be alone and bored, or you just got to get out there and do it. My introvert self didn't want to, but so
your introvert self wants to stay at home with the cat, right?
Yeah,
and just
like, and I was like, okay, it's like do or die. So I got really invested in Creative Mornings and some of those organizations, the Young Nonprofit Professionals Network, Association of Fundraising Professionals, and built my community. But because of that, because I served other people with no agenda, I was able to build a network that was authentic, and because I wasn't looking
You're
for
not
anything
asking for
in return.
anything. Yeah.
Right. And so when it wasn't, there was no motive. I wasn't like, in 2 years, my master plan, I'm about to start a business. I had no idea.
And you're all going to be my clients. Yeah.
Yeah. But it's because of that network and because of volunteering I did, for TEDx and just anything I could find where I thought this is my skill set and I can add value. That's why I'm successful, And I think it's easy for people to be drawn to success. People, maybe this happened to you, but when I first got the website and the branding launched, people tell me all the time, your branding's so good, you're doing so good. And I'm like, well, I mean, I am, but like...
my bank account doesn't say that right now.
Yeah. And it's like the investment, you didn't see the 3 years that I sunk into relationships and serving and like no agenda. So... yeah, I think that's a huge thing for me. And that's what I try to do through the podcast, is just like give back to other people. And so the podcast itself is more, I was having really cool conversations with individuals, but I was having the same conversation over and over. Yeah. And I was like, there's a better way.
I need to figure this out.
Yeah. So if I'm going to lead or mentor or advise or help other people, how can I spread a wider net? Right. And so the podcast for me was the answer. And it has evolved quite a bit. It used to be Ann Grace Fills, before my business. That's a play on my name. Yeah. Andrea Grace Fillmore. Yeah, it was pretty clever. My mom loved it. I think she's sad that she may be sad that it's R.I.P. But
yeah.
So it started out more with like a leadership mentorship bent to it, and now it's a lot more about get your A back life and business, kind of a broader scope in a different direction. But I love it.
It's just
it's so fun.
Yeah, it is. And you're right, the value that people get from it. And if someone asks you a question and you're like, look, I don't have the time to give you the answer, but here's a link to an hour podcast that covers the entire topic, and you can take notes and listen to it on your free time.
Yeah.
That is where it's at.